Hello, hello, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, wonderful people. Join me today, this evening, 6th of the 6th, 2025. Lovers of freedom all over the world, my people, I am here today once more for us to interact and discuss what is going on in our Biafra pursuit for freedom. Join me, my people. This is one of the Brgie platforms where we bring you authentic information. Wonderful people. Our PM was in court today, and as you all know, many people, all the media all over the world who are able to attend or lay their hands on the outcome, they are all peddling their news on YouTube and Facebook. Join me so that we can listen to some of them, but we all know what we want. No matter what they think, no matter what they say, we want our freedom. Wonderful Biafrans, whenever we are here, there is something for any Biafran who is very serious and very genuine to learn. But before I go ahead, my people, I have to thank God. Father, Lord, my God, we give you thanks and praises for being our God. Merciful Father, I commit my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, into your holy hands. I commit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our supreme leader. They are not terrorists, but freedom fighters. Our PM is not different from Charles de Gaulle, who was in United Kingdom fighting for France so many years ago. So, my Lord, I commit Biafrans all over the world, both home and abroad, into your holy hands. He said, so my people, I have to play you my jingle, which you are very used to by now.
Tell me what we do, everybody want to kill us. They want to take what belongs to us. We don't love our neighbors, so we don't love ourselves too. So it is written in the Holy Book. The time is now. We want to go. Remember your promise.
Thank you, wonderful Biafrans, my lovers of freedom. Alo Ndo, thank you so much for joining. Okechukwu Stephen, thank you, my people. Uche Ifebi, Dalo so. Thank you, my people. You know that our PM was in court this morning by 9 a.m., 9:30 in Finland. Though our time is not the same with theirs, but this time being the time I usually come out, if we are not doing our general media outing, I always like to come out this time so that it will give people chance to come back from work. Wonderful Biafrans, lovers of freedom. You all know that this Biafra fight for freedom is not something, yes, Uche Ife be my brother. Yes, I have to put this out. Yes, it is sacrosanct. Our freedom, nobody, we cannot compromise it. It's not something we are going to beg anybody for. We have done that begging for a very long time. This time around, as John the Baptist, during his time, they say when he died, one of them said that the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and men of violence took it by force. That is what we are going to do this time. Biafra must come, no sentiments, no sentiment at all, no emotions. We are going to make sure that Biafra comes because we are not Nigerians. We were Biafrans 500 years before the white man came to Nigeria seeking for greener pasture. They came to our land and amalgamated our forefathers with the north, where Usman Dan Fodio came. This is always my guide. The children of Usman Dan Fodio are being used by the Oyibo man, Europe to be precise, because they know that they are very, very violent people. So how many of us that died is none of their business. If we do not fight to liberate ourselves, they are not going to do it. Because if Europe could be supporting Ukraine, my people, that Russia is killing them, what is Nigeria doing to Biafrans? Why are they not talking about it? That will show you very well, outrightly, that we are in the same position as Ukraine. And if nobody is talking about it, we should ignore their ignorance and go ahead to fight for our freedom. It is our right, inalienable right. Nobody can deny us that right. So for Finland to be detaining our PM on grounds of terrorism, they have to show whether that terrorism and freedom are now the same by way of definition. Somebody fighting for his freedom, has it now become terrorism? Is that the English definition for freedom? So if Europe will now criminalize freedom fighters, let us see how it will work. Let us see how it will work. I know that every country fights for the interests of their citizens. That's why they are fighting to detain our PM, to go and lay pipe in our homeland, to bring gas and oil to satisfy their citizens. Then you will then know that when Charles de Gaulle was in United Kingdom fighting for the freedom of people of France is exactly the same thing that our PM is doing. I don't see how they are going to win this case for Nigeria. So, my people, let us listen to this very broadcast. You know, many media teams would go to find out what is happening in Finland. I'm not very happy that my prime minister is being detained. But now that they have finally succeeded in detaining him and bringing him to court, that is plus plus for us. The world is now knowing, because Europe is 44 countries. They have now known that there's a country called Biafra, or a nation called Biafra. And Onyendu in Nigeria, the world is also knowing from what they are doing in their courts that Biafra is coming. My people, let no one be cold-minded or cold-footed. What is happening, they are all designed by God. Let us listen to this very Oyibo girl and hear what she said before we go to another one.
News Network, the voice of the people, where truth is never buried and facts are never bent. If you're watching us for the first time, welcome aboard. Stay informed by liking and sharing this broadcast. Let's get right into it. Across the so-called South-South region of Nigeria, Biafran elders are standing firm, distancing themselves from the Nigerian state and aligning with a vision that has endured since the guns fell silent in 1970. A free and sovereign Biafra, from IPOB to MASOB to the Biafra Republic government in exile. The push for self-determination is not fading, it's gaining traction. Although this particular video is a few years old, from Buhari's regime, it still captures the minds of Biafrans across the region when they are given the chance to express themselves.
If you've been wearing glasses more than 5 years, stop scrolling. We're looking for people in the UK.
We want to be free. We don't want to be a slave again. And that is, I feel, that is okay. We don't want that anymore. Biafrans, are we to continue to suffer? No! Are we to continue to suffer? No! We have decided that we must surely, Biafra must go. Bravos! Thank you.
Thank you. That is how the Ikwere people of Biafra land do greet. That's how they do greet. Now we are moving forward to see other people, other languages in Biafra land. That is how the women of Africa in Biafra land greet.
Yes.
So that is the system that the people of Omo in Biafra land used to greet. That is to tell you, Biafra, we have so many languages. Thank you and God bless you.
Biafra, unabiala
That is the
So, my people, while we are always bringing this type of video to you people, is that if our people who are back home are this strong, very determined that Biafra is going to come, why is it that those in diaspora will be cold-feeted to the extent that somebody who lives in America will bring herself out to sabotage what we are doing? And this is why they will fail. Because a lot of Biafrans have died in the process. Umunaya won't go in mass. When they are talking about Biafra, the impression the Nigeria government will give you is that Biafra is about the Igbos. You have heard so many tribes that greeted in their language to show you that Biafra, Igbo land is not the only tribe in Biafra, or Biafra is not about the Igbo. It's about the whole of that region, the entire region. I beg your pardon. These people created Nigeria, and Nigeria is a good for nothing nation. Nigeria is there to destroy your dream. Nigeria is a contraption made for a United Kingdom for their own good. You can imagine, at this century, we are just there like goods displayed in a show house. The highest bidder can take. No, my people, it can no longer continue this way. We have to really be determined. No more emotions. That's why I bring this video, so that our people will know that even those in homeland, they are fearless. No matter what it will cost them. It's like during the time of Aba Women Riot, 1926. Women, they challenged the Oyibo man. We have to challenge them. We know that they are the ones pursuing us, using the Fulanis, and Fulanis taking the advantage to Fulanize that region and Islamize. I know we are at the middle, but Chukwu Okike Abiama will do it for us. Let's not mix anything. It will happen like that, and we have to continue. Our PM is not a terrorist. Freedom fight does not translate to terrorism. No, my people.
Greeting of Igbo people of Biafra land. Thank you, and may God bless.
At the center of this movement remains Nnamdi Kanu, the founder of IPOB and the voice behind Radio Biafra. Kanu has been in custody since his controversial rendition and continues to face trial in Nigeria. In March 2025, his case was transferred to a new judge, sparking fresh legal arguments and rescheduling of court dates. A 50 billion naira lawsuit he filed against the Nigerian government was recently thrown out, but his supporters remain undeterred, boldly demanding his release through rallies and banners across the southeast. Then there's Simon Ekpa, Finnish politician, Biafran activist, and the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Ekpa, currently on trial in Finland, is no stranger to controversy.
About terrorism crimes, and the accused is suspected on one hand of inciting crimes in Nigeria, and on the other hand of participating in the activities of a terrorist group from Finland, with the group operating there in Nigeria. We have a...
My people, let me tell you. Let me tell you, people, you see that Finnish man talking about inciting a crime in Nigeria. How many times have European people gone to fetch someone living abroad, fighting for their liberation or their freedom, like the Ukrainians, for instance? How many times have they gone to those countries? They are fighting for their own interest. Putin has actually stopped the gas and oil he supplies to Europe. So since our PM was in Finland, what do they have to do? PM is just an only person, one individual. It cannot, his interest cannot override the interest of the whole of Finland, because they know that they will also benefit from it. I don't have anything good for Finnish people, because they are all hypocrites. Who will take them to court for being hypocritical? Nobody, because they all work together. They all work together. For instance, our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, he was carrying British passport. Have you ever seen Britain talk about the release of our leader? No, they are all in this together. Whether Britain is still in the EU or not, they are working together. If you go to Nigeria now, you see British army and French army, because French people, they want to gain their grounds from Nigeria to Niger, so that they will continue to do what they are doing there. We know that these people are our problems using the Fulanis. Our PM did not do anything different from what Charles de Gaulle did during the time he was fighting for his people. So we should all know this. That's why we have to fund our liberation. Fund it. Nobody will do it for you. They are not ready. These people are not ready. You all saw that last 2 weeks ago when Trump went to South Africa to airlift the people he called Africans, the white South Africans, and gave them refugee status in America. How many times have you people heard him call Tinubu or Shetima to ask him what is going on in Nigeria? He will not. My people, Saya, let us donate. I know it's difficult to make donation. Even if it is one ejema, donate it. We will appreciate it because these people are so determined. Let us continue to listen to this girl.
A lot of evidence about this person's activities on the internet and his communication. We have quite a good picture of what we believe has happened in this matter. And of course, when actual terrorism crimes, if any, have been committed, and when such have been committed, they have occurred there in Africa, outside of Finland. So it is naturally quite challenging to get precise information about what happened. Each time is lacking. But we have a good understanding of what this accused person has done from here in Finland and what he intended to do.
Investment scams, crypto scams, romance scams. At CEL Solicitors, we've recovered over 100.
In 2024, he declared a 30-day lockdown targeting Nigerian institutions in the southeast. His actions, though criticised by some, have kept Biafra in the headlines across both continents. But perhaps the loudest message came not from a courtroom or a broadcast, but from silence, the May 30th Biafra Heroes Remembrance Day. Sit at home. Streets emptied, markets closed, and a region paused to honour its fallen. Was it just a protest? Or was it a message, loud and clear, that Biafra is not a forgotten dream? Despite government warnings and military presence, millions stayed home. What does that say about the will of the people?
Yes, Biafra is definitely and obviously not a forgotten dream because it was not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nor Simon Ekpa that started Biafra in the first place. It was Biafrans. We started it. So, whether Ojukwu is there, Ojukwu has died, Biafra is still going on. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there, as he is not there now, Biafra is still going on. They are still doing what they know that they have to do to show that they want to leave Nigeria. Why is Nigeria forcing Biafrans to stay? Because it does not belong to any one of us. It belongs to those in Europe. Hello, Lazarus, Nwankwo, and Eukarya. Thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. My people, do not forget to click the like button so that more Biafrans will be invited. Whenever we are here together, we have to share our views with one another. Please, if anybody would like to join me, let me send you the link on the comment section so that you can come and talk to Biafrans. On this platform, we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. That's what Onyendu taught us, our leader. Yeah, the link is there. Anyone who wants to join us should join us. So, on the 31st, they said that our PM, one of the things that now translates to terrorism is 30 days sit at home, aiming at Nigerians. So when you say you should sit at home or your people should sit at home, Indira Gandhi did it in India, Martin Luther King did it in America. So if PM or anybody say that they should sit at home, that will translate to terrorism. Is that what it means? But what's his name? Volodymyr, yeah, Yeah, the link is there, Lazarus. Click on it and join. Thank you.
And how long will the federal government continue to dodge the Biafran question? Whether in courtrooms or through civil disobedience, one thing is clear. The call for Biafran self-rule is not going away. It's time for honest dialogue. The sooner Nigeria faces the issue head-on, the better for everyone, before history repeats itself. That wraps up today's bulletin here on Biafra News Network. If you found this report useful, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share and subscribe. Let's keep the fire of truth burning. Until next time, stay aware, stay bold and stay Biafran.
I'm now inviting the Amanyanabo of Okerika to come and tell the people of the world the decision of the Okerika people towards the restoration of Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Amanyanabo. You are welcome.
Biafra Okeranyame! Biafra Okeranyame! Biafra Okeranyame! As a king of Okerika, I am known as David Elliot. Announced that we Okerikas are not Nigerian. And I will still give a reason that's why we are not Nigerian. We Okerikas, we are Biafran. And I will still give a reason to the world that we are Biafran.
But when she born the child, she is not the only person that owned that child. Is also my women. My elders, my chief, my king, is that so? Yeah. My brothers, is that so? Yeah. We are coming for. But first and foremost, we thank God for this Biafra restoration. We already fought war 1967 to 1970. When people do hear Biafra, people didn't believe. They only say that your papa there, I don't fight, but he couldn't succeed. You tattered. Are you ready to succeed? I tell them, say, I'm going to succeed. That is why whenever I met that, hey, Biafra, I say, without wasting my time there, I'm going straight forward for what we are coming for. We are gathered here in a purpose of Biafrans. Cross River is almost a battlefield through the border of Cameroon and the border of the other side through Okoja enter Cross River. They have been fought and killed many of us. But sometimes I do say, my people, sorry, if you deny Biafra, that means you deny yourself. If you disown Biafra, you disown yourself. Biafra is our country, is our nation. Biafra is what we are looking for. No, without Biafra, nothing. That is why I say now, Nitakanye, Emi Ruroko Biofi, Mo Code Move on the Hunter already. A Kuran Sansambara Tokande, Ninibo, Sangini Yanada, Manibo Biafra. Ira young. Satan yin. Iminyana raniso. Eri yin ikamko kifia. Hausa and Yoruba.
We take care of everything for you. The guest communication.
Yes, my people.
Exhibit C and indirect links to violent attacks.
Yeah. You have all heard it. That our brother. Hello, Lazarus. Click on the link, is there. Once you click on it, I'll bring you in. Just click on the link and you will come in and join me. So my people, all these media that is carrying our news, I know some of them are Biafrans, some of them are doing it as a content creating. We do not owe anybody any explanation as to why we want to leave Nigeria. Finland left USSR during the time they fought with them and they left. Ukraine are now fighting for their dear lives to leave Russia again, and the whole of Europe are supporting them. Sometimes we don't know the real reason why certain things happen, but let's keep watching and keep listening. Let me play this particular video and listen to it, what went on in Finland today.
Exhibit D. Simon Ekpa refuted all accusations, stating that messages were hypothetical, money transfers were for business, and online posts were a Bureau of Investigation.
Sorry, I have to start it from the beginning so that you will understand. Hello, Lazarus.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm searching for the link now.
Yeah, you are here. You are here with me.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it seems there's no light where you are. You can leave your video closed if you don't want your face to be seen.
Okay.
But if you want your video open, just, yeah, I'm seeing your face a little bit.
Okay, and I see your own also.
Yes, talk to Biafrans. Wow.
Yeah,
I can see you clearly now.
I'm from Ngopala.
Okay.
You know, the Fulanese are trying to take our land. And we have been protesting and calling Mose Governor, hope us for them, but to help us to talk to them to resist from our land. But there's no response yet. That's what we are facing in Ngopala.
Is it the Fulani herdsmen?
Yes, they want to take it for their grazing, whatever they want to do there. You know, that is what we are facing in Ngopala there. You know, we have a band. Hello?
Yeah.
Imagine with a boundary between Ngopala and Amala. That is Asiam and Amala. So all those places had to remedy their getting product, whatever they want to do there. So we have been protesting. We have go to Imo State government, even my own family self, Governor Hope or the Makari Awala Ninye Zion ministry without compensation.
Oh, sorry, I think it's network. You can go out and come back in. Hello. You can go out and come back in.
Investigations. The fourth witness testified that he led the investigation against Simon Ekpa, claiming they uncovered substantial evidence within 4 months and brought duplicates of the documents, promising to provide originals if required. The fourth witness labeled Simon Ekpa a terrorist during his testimony, sparking outrage from Simon Ekpa and his legal team. Simon Ekpa's lawyer objected to the line of questioning and requested that Simon Ekpa be allowed to speak. Simon Ekpa delivered an emotional speech, asserting his innocence, decrying the injustice of being called a terrorist, and expressing hope that the truth would prevail. His calm and heartfelt address left the courtroom silent. Simon Ekpa's lawyer requested cross-examination rights, which the judge granted, affirming that the accused has a legal right to challenge witnesses and the evidence presented. Simon Ekpa directly questioned the fourth witness, challenging the validity of the accusations and pointing out that expressing frustration online or political opinions should not be misconstrued as terrorism. The fourth witness presented several exhibits, including transcripts of encrypted messages, Exhibit A, financial transactions linked to alleged extremists, Exhibit B, online network analyses, Exhibit C, and indirect links to violent attacks, Exhibit D. Simon Ekpa refuted all accusations, stating that messages were hypothetical, money transfers were for business, and online posts were opinion-based. He emphasized there was no direct evidence linking him to violence or extremism.
Yes, my people, as I was saying earlier on, you all know that right now it's not just that Ukraine and Russia are fighting, or the whole of Europe are supporting him. Why would you call what Zelensky is doing to protect his people terrorism? Somebody lives in Finland and he is the prime minister of his people. He cannot talk. His people elected him to be the Biafra government in exile prime minister. Or Onyendu, who is in Nigeria now. Before that, he was in the UK, broadcasting, talking to his people. What is exactly the difference between what Zelensky is doing now, what Charles de Gaulle did so many years ago, with what our two leaders are doing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa? Because Europe are fighting for their dear life to keep living on us, unaccounted for, to keep living on us, our resources, without paying for it, to keep living on us without us talking or saying a word. This is why we are always reflecting on this biafrainUSA.org/donate and biafra.org/donate. I beg your pardon. My people, you could all see that recently they saw Zelensky going to America to speak to Trump about financial support. He went to Nigeria. He's going all around the countries he could go to seek for financial support. So we have nobody that is coming to support us. We have to support ourselves. PM is now facing trial. Onyendu facing trial because we want our freedom. What is the difference between the freedom we Biafrans want from the freedom the people of Ukraine want? So anyone listening to this will be wondering, oh, they are going to get Simon jailed. He can never be jailed. He is fighting for the freedom of his people. That's exactly what he is doing. Let me see if I can bring in Lazarus. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Okay, is that Amandia Neze? Well, my people, we have to continue.
Simon Ekpa argued that influence is not a crime, and unless direct incitement is proven, expressing dissenting views or opinions online should not qualify as terrorism under the law.
Exactly.
The hearing ended with anticipation, as the court announced plans to present official documents in the next session. The courtroom in Helsinki, Finland, was cloaked in a strange tension on that day when the trial of Simon Yoku Ekpa resumed. The proceedings had already drawn much attention both in Finland and internationally. As the clock struck 12:30 p.m., the judge called the court into session, and all eyes turned towards Simon Nyoku Ekpa as he took his place beside his legal team. His demeanor was composed, yet his eyes carried the weight of a man burdened by the seriousness of the accusations leveled against him. Simon Nyoku Ekpa, known as a separatist advocate and political activist, faced charges that linked him to alleged terrorist activities, and on this day, the trial reached a particularly dramatic chapter. In the courtroom, seated with purpose and authority, was the prosecuting counsel, a man who had so far handled the case with steely professionalism. He now stood and introduced the fourth witness for the state.
Yes, my people, they are using that word very loosely. And that is what Nigeria government, what they have done. They did it with a view to detain our PM on that side. You could hear when our brother Lazarus came in, he said that Fulani herdsmen want to take their homeland for grazing. And do you know where they graze? On people's farms. That is economic jihad. They will be grazing on your farm. This is the plan of Nwabeke, Oyibo. Their plan is for us to be busy fighting each other. Let there be fight among us while they are busy taking your mineral resources, selling it and making all the money, living a good life, while our people will be wallowing in poverty, fighting and unaliving each other. And every day. They don't care. These people have no interest of our people at heart. They are just here to make sure that now, if any need in Africa is under their control. That is it. Edite no PM. Fasigi no ndi Nigeria. Na Nigeria si no bu terrorist. All plan ndi Europe. Una amarife na gao. Some of you don't know. But this is it. Equal. They will tell them, oh, Buofa. Because why Fana Fulani did very close? When they came to colonize us in those days, oh, these Fulani bundi de nyefa trouble. Makanandi Fulani bu warlike people. That is the reason why we should fight and get Biafra out of Nigeria. We must come out of Nigeria. Nigeria, they don't even know their problems. They are not compatible. They are not and can never be. They were just locked up and, lombarded together so that only Europe will be around or easy. It will be very easy for them to manipulate. Use all your fellow brother and sister to get what they want. That is what they call neo-colonialism, or if you're not now in Africa. That is what is going on in Africa. So what they are doing to our PM, or a planned deal, the same thing with Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, our leader.
A high-ranking officer from Finland's National Bureau of Investigation. This officer was tasked with leading the investigative team that had worked on Simon Nyoku Ekpa'S case for several months. The officer walked to the witness stand with quiet confidence. His face was firm, and his posture suggested someone who believed deeply in the legitimacy of the evidence he was about to present. As the officer was sworn in and began his testimony, he stated that he had personally overseen the operation that investigated Simon Nyoku Ekpa for nearly 4 months. He claimed that during this time, his team had gathered what he described as substantial and undeniable evidence pointing to Simon Nyoku Ekpa'S involvement in activities that, according to Finnish law, fell under the definition of terrorism. He explained that his team had come prepared with duplicate copies of all the documents they had gathered during their investigation, and added that the originals could be brought forward should the court request them.
Yes, my people, as I said, what is the Finnish definition of terrorism? When they are not defining what is happening in Ukraine as freedom, that somebody wants to, somebody is eliminating your people, encroaching within your territory. We are in similar situation as Ukraine. They are not talking about it. They are not talking about what the Nigeria government, who have been using all the internal mechanism, all the people they know that is around us, that is fighting us, those who are bringing terrorism to us, they cannot define that. Because no the Europe, they use Fulani. Fulani use your brother, the governor. Governor uses onye Guinea na that Biafra government in exile to get what they want. How can Finland now translate what is going on in Nigeria into terrorism and start using it against our PN? Because they cannot come straightforwardly to you. Say, Ibo, a terrorist. Makafa amago no PM anyị bụ onye na-eche our land. Ebe fa chọrọ isi wee mịa the man. That's the way all these things are going. Because kedu boundary Finland na Biafra land and Nigeria. But they are busy protecting the interest of Ukrainians that fall in parallel line with what we are doing. I greet you. Ekpa is great. Thank you so much for joining us. There's a link. I left a link there for anyone who wants to come and talk to Biafrans. You are free. We are just listening to this voice of the man reporting on our PM's hearing this morning.
Followed next was a moment that transformed the courtroom atmosphere from tense to explosive. The officer, while speaking with a sense of detachment expected of someone in his position, referred to Simon Nyoku Ekpa as a terrorist. The word reverberated through the courtroom like a thunderclap. Simon Nyoku Ekpa, who until then had maintained a relatively calm presence, visibly stiffened. His legal team reacted immediately and sharply. One of his lawyers rose to his feet and raised a strong objection. The lawyer argued that it was not the role of a witness to assign guilt, especially in such definitive and damning terms. The term terrorist, the lawyer contended, carried a moral and legal weight that could unfairly prejudice the court and the public against his client. The judge...
Wonderful Biafrans, let's listen to our academic highness. He wants to talk to us. The Finnish investigator is referring to our PM, who is also a freedom fighter, as a terrorist. And I was telling Biafrans that I do not know when freedom fighting translates to terrorism. Ukrainians are fighting Russians, and Europe are protecting and supporting Ukraine. We have the same situation at hand with Ukrainian. Why should they be protected, defended, and Biafran freedom fighters will all be made to be called terrorists? Onyendu is being called a terrorist in Nigeria, judicial arena, in the zoo. And Finland is now trying to call our PM, a freedom fighter, a terrorist. So how does freedom fighting translate to terrorism? You can just talk to our people on that grounds. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister, Honorable. Freedom fight is not terrorism. There is a clear definition of what is called freedom fight. Freedom fight started before terrorism in terms of proclamation. I speak on the law that guide the community of the nation, or what you call the Committee of the Nations. Before I talk about what you call the United Nations law of 1942/1945, the people have always been on the need or at the bid of self-determination. And I think that is what is being taught at the university as natural law or as taught law, which is the interpretation of what our forefathers used to do. That if you're in your compound and an invader, John Madu Batana Begi, one Nejiro Bejiri, destroy you. That is international law. That is international law. That is taught law. That is natural law. That is European Union law. That is African Union law. Article 20s. Emanamua. I have to explain it in the way the Bangawatia.
Biko Kube.
And
well, anyhow. Yes.
Our people don't need to be listening to the West or to the East or to the South or to the North. But they need to listen to themselves. They need to listen to Chukwu. Ndi Biafra need to listen to Chukwu. Ndi Biafra need to listen to Mazinamde Kanu. And Ndi Biafra need to listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Yesterday, there was a court apparition. Today, there was also another court apparition. Another one should happen on the 10th and 11th of the month of June, 2025. That is how it is. But all that will be the directories is international law. But they will be watching on how we understand it or how they understand it. But we know that we are righteous. Nobody should be panicking concerning the quest of Mazinam Dekano and Mazi Samuel Ekpa. That is the only thing I can say now. Nobody should be panicking on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Because we know that they have powerful legal representatives. The only fear I have is in the zoo, because in Europe, you can't twist the hand of justice. No, you can't. They are just starting the case of our PM. When it gets into a deeper side of it, then, they will be able to know that the people we are fighting to live are the terrorists themselves. Making allegation of terrorism to Biafra, government in exile, or our prime minister is a no-no. It's not acceptable. We are not terrorists, because if you call our leader a terrorist, you are calling us a terrorist. That's what it means. So let us continue to listen to this very reporter.
A composed and experienced woman who had overseen many high-profile trials, acknowledged the objection. She reminded the courtroom that the presumption of innocence must be upheld, and that guilt or innocence would be determined by the court based on the entirety of the evidence and arguments presented. At this point, Simon Njoku Ekpa requested to speak. His legal team supported the request, and the judge, after a moment's consideration, allowed it. Simon Njoku Ekpa stood up slowly. He looked across the courtroom, taking a long breath before he began to speak. His voice, calm yet filled with a quiet intensity, carried across the room. He began by saying that he had always believed in peaceful advocacy and had never encouraged or engaged in violence. He expressed his heartbreak and disbelief at being labeled a terrorist. He said that for months he had watched as his image was tarnished and his intentions misrepresented. He maintained that his activities were centered on advocacy, communication, and drawing international attention to what he considered the suffering and marginalization of his people in southeastern Nigeria. He said that he was being punished for his voice, for his words, his opinions, and his expressions online. He looked directly at the judge and stated that he had not committed a single act of violence, nor had he incited others to do so. His speech struck a chord. The courtroom, which had been filled with murmurs and tension earlier, fell silent. Even the presiding judge watched him closely, visibly moved by the composure and sincerity with which he delivered his address. Simon Njoku Ekpa ended his statement by saying that he believed in the justice system and that he hoped this court would look beyond the surface and examine the facts carefully. He expressed hope that the truth would come to light and that justice, not prejudice, would prevail. The silence in the courtroom lingered for a few seconds after he finished, as if everyone present was absorbing the gravity of what had just been said. Following the emotional statement, Simon Njoku Ekpa's lawyer stood up once more to make a formal request. He asked the court for the right to cross-examine the witness who had just testified against his client. The judge, maintaining her commitment to due process, granted the request, stating clearly that the defense had every legal right to challenge the testimony and the evidence presented by the prosecution. What followed was a tense but controlled exchange between Simon Njoku Ekpa and the fourth witness.
So my people, now an investigator, which is the policeman or whoever he is, came and said that the defendant is a terrorist. It is not for you as a witness to conclude for the judge or for the court who is guilty or not. It is for the court to gather all the evidence, witness statement, and reach his or her verdict, because in this court, they said it was a lady judge. Now, you went to investigate. You gathered all the investigations. You have to submit it to the court. Or you serve the defendant and his legal team with what your investigation is. Or you take it to court. The court has to hear you say that this is the evidence you have, this is how you gathered your evidence, your sources, and everything. And the court will now allow you or anyone else, the legal reps, to, cross-examine the defendant. But the investigator himself is telling the court that our PM is a terrorist based on all the fake evidence he gathered. Whoever gave it to him, we do not know. Because your enemy is not there to say anything good about you. Hello, Leko, thank you for joining. Your enemy is not going to, somebody you are in court with, the opponent, he is not going to say anything that will benefit your case. So you don't win over them. Anya malugo na India. No, Europe, Choroka Kochie PM. They will throw it back at the Fulanese because they are working hand in hand with them. Farm ifefacho on our land. And it is our PM and Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, our leader. But the bone not far in their throat. When you see what is going on today in Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, with French people, you will know what we are going through. Ogu anyị na-anụ abụrụ ọgụ anyị na sọsọ ndị Fulani. Ndị anyị bi na Befaso wee na-anụ ya bụ ọgụ. And you know how they are working. They are very pretentious. How can you people, the whole of Europe, supporting Ukraine against Russia, that they are buying them? But Biafra, you want to put everybody into cooler. Kunu wediana mimmanu na gas in our land. Unaccounted for, unpaid for, with the blood of Homo Biafra. So, Ifenaga. We all know what is going on. Everything fanacho, we ageji we tukwo our PM, tukwo nyendu, so that Biafra will end. It will not. After 1967 to 1970, I think they thought that Biafra has ended. It is just beginning. So we know what is going on here. We know. We know what they are doing.
Taking the role of cross-examiner, Simon Joku Ekpa asked precise and pointed questions. He began by challenging the foundational claim that he had committed acts of terrorism.
Exactly.
He asked the officer if any direct evidence had been found tying him to the planning or execution of violent acts. The officer replied by citing a series of exhibits. The first was Exhibit A, which consisted of transcripts from encrypted messaging applications. According
all these exhibits, who will supply it to them? Nigeria. They are the people. The Nigerian government will not come when Biafra Republic government in exile are doing something. They will obviously buy someone. They will obviously get someone. And this prophecy was made openly by different prophets that Nigeria government, they have eye in what we are doing. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the eye with the governors in what Onyendu was doing during the time of Onyendu, before the Ofu Europa, Abaklikwan, use what their long chain of links, wage Onyendu. Did they come for him? Till tomorrow, they are not. The same thing is happening now with our PM. Unfortunately, PM is in Europe. This Europe, the Africans, the far Burundi Congo, far Burundi, this Burkina Faso, far Mugo Gaddafi of Libya, the same thing. Obi the India Nazo. Whatever they are doing, far Pachanya, they know what they are doing. And some of us are now knowing clearly, because as we call it neo-colonialism, they cannot come openly, especially in the UK. Fabundia or mia. They can never. Fage make it use your own mother to kill the rest of the children. Any promise, any support. Nigeria does not produce ammunition. So, which country is that is giving them that ammunition? Fajabia Southeast. They dislodge our farmers. They wounding mad, kidnapping people on the road. On the Europe. They bunye fangwara. Kafa we time while we are busy fighting each other. Fighting each other. Fadi busy. Fetch your gas, fetch your oil. Then Fulani, Chozelo, Fulanization of the whole region and Islamization. Or it's not difficult to establish where the source of your problem is coming and for you to know how to guide against it. That's why we are always telling people, biafragov.org/donate is a very simple process of donating. BiafraInUSA.org/donate. That's what we need now. Because even Zelensky is still going around looking for sources of help. Let alone anyone bonde kanacho ke recognize yani. So my people, we are just listening to this, but the truth to on the Europe, Gionyendu, Jide our PM, because of the interest of their own citizens. Know it and know the truth, and that truth shall set you free. All this Ngozi or Abufulani said this, Ifeanyi Ejiofor did that, Chike Doziem did all the Europe. Fa kuturun di Fulani akuturun di governor. Governors are kuturun ndi niile no n'ime that Biafra government in exile. That is it. This thing that PM has achieved is what they never wanted Onyendu to achieve. Now that we are here now, let us continue to listen. I hope Nandi Bae Gana to Sozia. Kafa we na amata. No prokwano ndi ay na fight bu nsogbu ay. Na ndi bu nsogbu ay no. And the family promise ay that they will fight us. Because Africa be the only continent and what if I need from anybody? We have gold, we have diamond, we have uranium, we have everything. But they want to be in control. And the worst part is that they are stealing it. And when they get to their country, they will make law that will control everybody and protect their own interest. And when we're interest, we are animals.
To the officer, these messages contained language that hinted at strategic coordination and the sharing of sensitive information. Simon Nyoku Ekpa, after glancing through the transcripts, countered that the messages were hypothetical discussions, often shared in private and taken out of context. He said that he, like many politically active individuals, sometimes exchanged thoughts and theories with colleagues, but these were academic in nature and never intended to be taken as plans for action. Next was Exhibit B, which included records of financial transactions. The officer claimed that some of the funds had been traced to individuals and entities that were under suspicion for extremist activities in Nigeria. Simon Nyoku Ekpa responded that the financial transactions were tied to his media and consultancy businesses. He explained that many of his financial dealings were related to payments for interviews, speaking engagements, and partnerships with content creators. He firmly denied ever sending money to anyone with the intent of funding violence. Exhibit C was perhaps the most technical. It involved online network analysis reports that supposedly showed how Simon Nyoku Ekpa's digital content was shared and circulated within communities linked to radical ideologies. Simon Nyoku Ekpa did not shy away from the complexity of this evidence. He acknowledged that his content reached many people and that once something is published online, it is nearly impossible to control where it ends up. However, he stressed that being influential or having a wide digital reach should not be construed as criminal. He said that there are countless influential voices around the world whose content inspires protest or resistance, but this does not automatically translate to violence. Finally, Exhibit D included reports of violent attacks that occurred in Nigeria, where individuals who had reportedly consumed Simon Nyoku Ekpa's content were allegedly involved. The officer admitted that while no direct link could be proven between the attacks and Simon Nyoku Ekpa, the timing and narrative of his posts raised suspicions. Simon Nyoku Ekpa seized on this point. He said that correlation does not mean causation. He insisted that unless there was a direct order or incitement from him that led to an act of violence, Such claims remained speculative at best. He told the court that if expressing dissent or criticizing governments online constituted terrorism, then a vast number of journalists, activists, and even academics would be guilty. He said that true justice requires...
Yes, my people, what he responded there is very, very clear. There is no how anybody, could just come and say, oh, you spoke to someone and there is violence in Nigeria because of what you said. Nobody was there when Finland was fighting Russia to know how they fought. When you are in freedom fighting, nobody controls your action. Because, I really do not know the interest of Finland in what is going on between Biafrans and Nigeria. Because this same Finland, before they joined EU, in 1967, recognized Biafra. Because then they knew what it means to fight for freedom. They are talking of number one, evidence, number two, number three, and the number D, evidence. Fund his what he showed on his platform, social media, what he told people, how he is funding. Funding what? If you are fighting for Nigeria that is peaceful, hello, Nama, thank you for joining us. If you are talking about Nigeria that is a peaceful country and the Biafrans came there to introduce anything, it will be very clear. But this is a Nigeria that is terrorizing its own citizens. Terrorism going on. I thought that Nigeria government would only be fighting Biafrans, but now it is within the whole region. And who is going to take Nigeria to court for terrorizing everybody within that region? So the interest of Finland, we are watching carefully and slowly how the hearing is unfolding. There's going to be another one on the 10th and the 11th. Let us see. I know that Europe is not a place. Thank you so much. I hope your kids are doing well. Yeah, this is about our PM's hearing today in Finland. I hope that Finland will now twist the hand of justice, because the legal and the jurisprudence, which is part of the legal process, will not be twisted in Finland because they want to support Nigeria. I don't know whether they are now supporting Nigeria and Ukraine alike. Yes, their relationship with Nigeria is just unfolding. We are watching. There is no how, like what I'm doing today is going on the internet. And I do not know how a Finland that accepted Biafrans to conduct their first conference meeting in 2023 and 2024 will now be calling the leader of that group a terrorist. Freedom can never be misconstrued to become violence and terrorism, because Nigeria government is terrorizing the whole region. They are terrorizing the whole region. And the man called T.Y. Danjuma told everybody that if you are there watching without defending yourself, you will all be killed one by one. And when you hold your own weapon for defense, they will call you a terrorist. Even though our PM does not live in the zoo, he is not living in Biafra land. I wonder how the way he is talking or whatever he posted on his platform will amount to terrorism. And who is actually accusing him of that terrorism? Is that not Nigeria or their ministers? Any minister of Nigeria is a Nigerian. So if they are the ones accusing Nigeria, Biafra, or Biafra prime minister of being a terrorist, let them tell us what we will call what they are doing now in Nigeria. Let's just listen to the last of this man's report of what went in court today.
Distinguishing between speech and action, between influence and incitement. He concluded by saying that ideas are not bullets and opinions are not bombs.
Exactly.
Throughout the session, the atmosphere remained charged. Every exchange between Simon Nyoku Ekpa and the officer was closely watched by those present. Occasionally, the public gallery murmured, especially during emotional or revealing moments. The judge had to caution the audience to maintain silence several times. As the hearing neared its end, the judge addressed both parties and stated that the next session would include the presentation of official documents related to the case. These documents were expected to offer more clarity on the sources and nature of the evidence gathered during the investigation. The judge thanked both legal teams for their cooperation and reminded everyone of the importance of fairness and respect for the legal process.
Exactly.
Simon Nyoku Ekpa's legal team left the courtroom quietly, speaking in hushed tones among themselves. Simon Nyoku Ekpa remained solemn, but appeared more composed than he had at the beginning of the day.
Of course.
Supporters of Simon Nyoku Ekpa, who had gathered outside the courthouse, held placards and chanted slogans in support of him, calling the trial a witch hunt and
Did you hear that? People were, Biafrans were outside chanting slogans and singing songs with placards. I am happy to hear that. It is a very big witch hunt, because Nigeria that is busy killing its own citizens cannot be making allegation of someone living thousands of miles away, a terrorist. But this case, as I said, this is just the beginning, because there will be another hearing on the 11th and on the 10th and the 11th.
demanding his release. Inside the courtroom, the tension had not entirely lifted. The accusation of terrorism had bones among themselves. Simon Nyoku Ekpa remained solemn, but appeared more composed than he had at the beginning of the day. Supporters of Simon Nyoku Ekpa, who had gathered outside the courthouse, held placards and chanted slogans in support of him, calling the trial a witch hunt and demanding his release. Inside the courtroom, the tension had not entirely lifted. The accusation of terrorism had already made global headlines, and public opinion remained divided. Some believed that Simon Nyoku Ekpa was being targeted for his political views, while others believed the court had a duty to probe deeper into his influence and activities, especially given the complex situation in southeastern Nigeria, where violence had increased in recent years.
Exactly.
In the days that followed, media coverage of the trial intensified. Analysts weighed in from various parts of the world. Some legal scholars noted that the case posed a significant challenge in defining the limits of free speech in the digital age.
Yes. Hello. Go on.
Yes, my beloved sister. Good evening.
Kedu?
Nsogbu Kekime.
We thank God. Go ahead. We are talking about...
Yes, I've been trying to join since, but the network was kicking me out.
Yes, go on and talk to Biafrans. We are talking about our PM's hearing today, where the policeman who went to make investigation was saying that PM, not terrorism. You know, the policeman has no case. He just have to go and gather his fake evidence, because those he is going to ask are definitely Nigerians. who don't want us to go. So they can tell you anything. Go ahead.
Yes, my sister. If you see what is going on, if you see Mandela was called
Yes.
terrorist. So
Yes.
every of freedom fighter in the world, then as far as you are black, they will call you terrorist.
Yes.
So that is terrorist is not a new thing, but they know the
No.
truth.
Yes.
They know what the PM is fighting for. They know what
Yes.
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. So they must name
Yes.
you a terrorist so that the world will hate you, but they know the right thing to do.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. So
Thank you so much.
yes, let our people know fear. Say a terrorist is a guy name. Just take it as a guy name because they know
Yes.
what the terrorist is looking for. So terrorist should not be a panic. It's a nickname for Western world because that is the name they call us. We being black, they hate us. They call us terrorists. So that one is not
Is it
shaking.
not their language? Is their language?
Yes, it's their
Oh.
language because it's their language. So that one is reality. It's their language. So we have known them for that because they want the black to keep suffering. They don't want us to be like them. That is why they keep slaving our people, giving our politicians money, so that our politician will unalive his brother because of oil, so that they can
Yes.
see road and take the
Exactly.
oil. So
Exactly.
that is the only thing that I know they can be able to do. If they did not do so, there's no way for them to take the oil, the resources from Africa. So thank you, my beloved
Yes.
sister. Go ahead.
Biko kwuolu ndị be anyị maka the importance of donation.
Okay, when importance of donation will only there for the whole country. The whole country, the whole world, they made donation.
No, I mean, you donate ego to Biafra government in exile.
Yes.
We support our BLA. Okay.
Everybody, every living soul, man at Nishi country, Western world, in a Western world, in a homeland. As far as I contribute to go for your community to build your own community, you're supposed also to contribute money for you to get freedom of your land, for you to be free from slavery. So everybody need to contribute. I'll also talk about this. If you say the truth, people don't like the truth. If you can keep contributing money, you're contributing money for organization to the organization where okay, they say that it is. Let me just say people say I go to church. They will say come and sow seed. Which seed are you sowing? Ask yourself a question. Which person are you sowing the seed for? Sow seed for God. Is it God is going to count the money, or you are sowing the seed to the pastor? Who are you giving the money? You give them money, they use their buy private jet and take care of their family. You keep when you go out and suffer finish, you come back, come and sow seed. Say God will bless you. God have already give you wisdom and bless you. Give you hand to go and work. Give you wisdom to go and work. So where
and they will go on holidays. They will go on holidays overseas with their children. When their president is the president will go to France or go to UK or America to go and get a new body, whereas the poor ones are there suffering. If Biafra comes, definitely everything, hospitalization, medication, everything will be free. Roads, we will have good roads. Go and see, for example, what Governor Oti is doing. Biafra will be better than that when we get our independence. See what Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Do you know that the Islamic religion, these Arabs, told him that they will come and build 100 mosques for him? He is also a Muslim, but he declined. He said that they need money to develop their country, build schools, build hospitals, and good roads. That they don't need mosque. What their people need is good life. These people don't want us to live good life. Because all Arab in our Western world now share what Africa has. So we need to donate money. Time is coming when we will no longer donate. But for now, my people, let us donate. Even if it is $1 or one ejema, anything you donate is appreciated. Because if you don't donate, as a Biafra who lives in the zoo, I know that you people are still there. But when they kidnap you, you will use millions and get yourself out. And they will in turn use that money, go for another ngwaga. They will use it to buy another ammunition. You see the idea behind donating for the BLA to be able to protect you.
So
if Biafra comes today,
yeah, my sister, see, is an a fool that was here about the freedom of his country or freedom of himself that will not be able to contribute money to his freedom. Because you think that the Western world we are, that everything is finished. It's not finished. It will be here, they take over your land. So you need to donate so that they can be able to protect your land. You need to donate. 1 naira you have is something. 1 ejema is something. 2 ejema is something. Whatever thing that it can be able to donate. Our Mazin Namdi Karo said that eke imana ka ị ga-emeri si mee owure ego wete anything that you know that you can be able to bring it soro na ihe a na-eme because time will come, because I know the journey has already been started. Time will come that where they will ask you before now, what have you been doing to Biafran freedom? Have you been able to donate? Yes, or with that time they will ask you, where is your receipt?
Yes.
So everybody need to come out, because if Biafra come, it must show your concern. Which role do you play? That is it. You must show the role that you have played. So donation is necessary. It's necessary. Everybody need to donate.
Yes.
If you can see now, what is going on in Delta State now, the people have come. I think our brother just called you now that Okbala, that Fulani have taken over. Is it not what he told you now? Today, he called, he make a call today. I heard it.
Oh, you heard it?
I heard when the brother come and start crying. A grown-up man like that are crying. Fulani have taken over their land in Okbala.
Okbala is in Imo State.
They have written letter to the governor.
Hope Uzodinma is not doing anything.
He's not doing anything. The land has been taken by Fulani herdsmen.
Oh.
I was trying to enter so that I can tell that boy in our language that he can be able to understand. Stop complaining to governor. You need to do something.
Oh.
You need to do something. Habidonta. Oh, can they buy say? Habidonta. Aba ya bidonunta. Ine ebakwa. They don't have anything to offer you because already. They have sold the land to them. If you did not chase them away, they will chase you away.
Exactly.
So everybody need to prepare, because I know they have come. Because look at the grown-up man crying today that herdsmen have taken over Ngwakbala, that they cannot speak, they cannot do anything anymore. Imagine they killed that woman. There's one woman they killed, the same Ngwakbala, in a farm. Which they show, I see that one. That was, is it like last month?
Oh yeah.
The things have becoming. I don't know what to say, because you think that is affecting those in the village. After affecting those in the village, township is common.
Oh.
After they have take over their village. They will come at that township, the place that they think that they will not reach. They will reach there. So everybody need to come out and support what they are doing. Don't even say
Yes.
that because I hate somebody in the government. That's why you don't want to donate. If this one a gemma, two a gemma, whatever thing you can donate. Have your receipt by yourself. Keep your receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll come, they will ask you, where is your receipt?
Yes.
So my sister, everybody to come out and donate. Also, my sister, what we need to do, we will keep sharing the link, the donation website.
Yes, it's here. Look at it. Biafra gov.org/donate and Biafra in USA.org/donate. Every Saturday mornings, Anime GMA program to invite our people to come and donate. That's what we need now. At least they have seen PM in court yesterday and today again. We really don't have to,
Yes, our PM is doing marvelous work because it's defending the Biafrans. So no matter what they do, no matter the name, the terrorists or this, they know where we are going. They know what PM is looking for. Terrorist is an guy name because every freedom fighter, they must name him a terrorist because a terrorist should signify that you are a freedom fighter.
Yes.
So that is what I believe.
Yes.
Thank you, my sister.
You so much.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
They questioned whether advocacy for self-determination and political reform, even when expressed forcefully, should fall under terrorism laws. Others...
My brother, my only happiness again is that, this man reported that some Biafrans were outside the court supporting PM with placards calling Nigeria witch hunters. I am very happy to hear that. Thank you, and I do appreciate your comments.
Highlighted the importance of prosecuting anyone whose influence directly leads to violence, warning that ignoring such patterns could embolden extremist behaviors online. As the court prepared for its next session, there was an unspoken understanding that the trial was no longer just about Simon Nyoku Ekpa. It had become a larger conversation about justice, speech, responsibility, and the very definition of terrorism.
Exactly. This is one thing you can never hear from any Nigeria or zoo court. You can never. I've been telling people, hello, my wonderful sister Rosie, thank you so much for joining. This is what I've been assuring people, because there was a time Nigeria started this rumor. Nigeria is always carrying wrong rumors against Biafrans, but we don't care anymore. Thank you so much. Thank you, Crystal Rose. Thank you. Our PM was in court today. And my people, I am very happy to hear that some Biafrans were outside the court carrying placards, singing and chanting Biafra. This is the thing. They have taken us to Europe, worldwide, taking us in Nigeria. So God made it that these two heroes of ours, one will be in Europe and one will be in Nigeria, showcasing Biafra. This is it. When you are pursuing somebody, you don't know what that thing you are doing will turn to be, in favor of that person or against that person. But this one is going to be in our favor. It is definitely going to be in favor of Biafra. Because after this hearing, you see the summary of today's hearing, what this man is reporting as the summary, that the judge said that a time in this hearing is coming when it will no longer be about Simon Ekpa, but about justice. Justice. You don't call freedom fighter terrorist. No. You have to look in well. Our PM is not a terrorist. He lived in Finland for 20 whole years. He's a barrister. He married a Finnish woman, and he is still there. If he is a terrorist, yes. If he is a terrorist, Finnish government would have held him long time ago. He is not. He has never been, and he will never be. And secondly, every convention that Biafrans held overseas took place in Finland. So my people, I'm not scared. I am not scared. PM is going to get justice. For those of them who have been doing nothing but to bring our PM down, they are really giving PM a lift. When you kick a toad, that toad, you are lifting it up. Yes, you are lifting it up. Thank you, Rosie, for joining us. Thank you so much. Okay. Ezigbo nwanne m nwoke. Daalụ, no.
Good evening, nwanne m nwanyị.
Daalụ.
Anọkwa m n'ụzọ m ofege m nshi ka m gbalute tie ọnụ n'okwu before I continue.
Thank you.
Yeah. So everything.
Last time I agreed.
I'll throw a salute, my brother. I'll throw a salute.
Yes, so I love you.
I love you.
So you are so nice.
Oh, one name nwoke ka ọ bụ mụ na ya
Blessed be Jah.
Yes, so ahụrụ m ya nnọọ ma kwere.
Yes.
Anyway, I want to tell Biafrans, you know, say everything get a procedure.
Yes.
A child is never given birth in a day. And we are talking about the birth of a nation.
Yes.
So I beg everybody make una stay strong, make una no shake, because argument today on our side. Now we get the good argument. Yes. We get justice on our side. Finland will do certain things because Nigeria is a country where we say they recognize and they have their diplomatic relation and all those things. But the good thing is that we have somebody who has our interests at heart and who has Biafra ins and outs in his time. Just like, you know, when like I heard when the man was saying that the PM was more composed at the end, like more than the beginning. He knew what he was doing, but he was anticipation of what is going to happen. Is it going to be something out of nowhere that will happen? But when the things are coming, he knows that he has the counter argument with evidence and to prove anything that comes against him to be fertile, to make no sense. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he has to make Finland to know that it is better that they par with us than to par with the terrorists. Because we are defending Finland in our action. Because if we fall for what they want, what the zoo wants, the whole Sahel will become a launching pad against the West. Boko Haram simply means that West is a haram forbidden. So we are fighting for their interest. So my people, make una no shake. The only thing where everybody's supposed to be say, if one of they contributes more, as long as we feel do them, make you show them say we know our rights. Say we have reasoning ability. We are not animals. We can reason. We know our rights. We know we are not terrorists. We are just defending our lives to be alive. And because if we allow them to annihilate us, the same people will come and attack Finland, same, and the whole Western world. Exactly. So this is what we have to prove for them. It's our turn now. I know they blame anybody. We have to prove. Say we sabi think. We have to show. Say we be human being. We sabi think. We know our left from our right. We see the agenda. We go. I know say PM will present to them 1989 Abuja Declaration. He will not tell it. And we see what is been happening. We know it started since 1804. So there is no fear. Those things got to happen. They have to do certain things, make it be like saying what's going to happen. But not be who first call police, they win.
No.
Now we want our case to come out because make una no fear. The only thing that PM wants from us is that make we keep our government relevant. Make una just they support the government and they are working hard for our recognition and everything that is needed and defense of our land. That is what we need. If it's beautiful that people did their protest too, but what in the someone mind they say make our land no fall for Fulani. That is his own worry.
Yes.
Make our land no go for the terrorists. Well, we say they claim say it belongs to them by the right of conquest. They said it openly. They say it belongs to their grandfather Uthman Danfodio. So we know all these things. So every Biafran should keep learning. Learning never ends. Don't think that you know it all. Study. I am the person that always come and tell people to study Quran, because if you study Quran, you will realize that Islam is not a religion. It is a cult. It is a cult. They say they should they are good to themselves, but ruthless to non-Muslims. And this is what they tell you, say you will be infidel, say your land belongs to them. So say make they annihilate you. I always do quote certain chapters, chapter 9:29. You go read them. If they're for online, you could say Quran chapter 9:29. Read what's in the talk. You go read one chapter 98:6. You go see what he talk. He say you are worst of every creature. So if you check all these things, and they are not loyal to democracy, they are only loyal to that particular Sharia, to the Islamic agenda. And now we will save them because they are also victim of Islam. Because Islam also says that black man is created for hell. And they don't know all this. Most of them don't know all this. So my people, make everybody, make una get yourself ready. No time to shake, because the truth is on our side. And this is now or never. We don't have any other way, because if you slack, imagine, Fulani, they hide people everywhere, then go leave them. If people report them, they go catch people who report them, go release the people. So now that can't see, that people won't go, you don't get chance if you bow for them. The only chance where you get to exist is for you to stand up like Simon stood. He is still in there, speaking the same thing. For 4 years, he said they keep him for 5 years, he no go kill him. He still they talk the same thing. Now you way there outside go come imagine a different thing. Make una just, this is why Nnamdi Kanu say to people of the zoo, he call them zoo, because they say they don't get reasoning ability. We have to prove, say we get reasoning ability.
Yes.
Study the law, study what they happen, because you get one department that Brgie brought out because of I forgot now the abbreviation of this where Kiruka is heading. And some other people, just to make our people understand, because they do them any small thing, people go misroad.
The registration is out. The registration is out now on her Twitter handle. So people should go there and register. It's good to know your right.
To know you are right, because this is why somebody will come tell you, say, if they Biafra land already, there's that. When they land, and small thing go fool you, and the detail of our structure of what will they do, is there for our charter. Where PM tell you, say, this has become your law. And if you look for the court, he carry the charter there too. So, and if a person go talk, say, PM of Biafra USB. But if they get asked him, they go tell you, say, it's the PM of Biafra Republic Government in Exile. How somebody go come fool you? Because when they swear him in, we all see say they swear him in. Did you see them swear him in as any other thing? But that's when they swear him in, where he accept, say he go do him, he go serve the Biafra people. This is what he defend. So if he claims, say you love him, you have to know, say, now that place you go stand. So when some people they talk about fallback now for people who lost the track. People who lost the track of Biafra Republic Government in Exile and PM ever. Because for any person who be say is grounded, then you don't need to fall back. Now people who lost the road, then they talk make a comeback. Then they twist them. But make no one fool you. She said after they come sue Ngozi, you go they tell people make you subscribe to this one. For every person who be said that they promote them.
They are running away now from her.
Yeah, if they tell them, say, make you not subscribe, begin to choose her. If he gets sense, he knows, say, why you not do them all the while? Even if he did not all the while. All of a sudden, he make sure say bring all of them to encourage them when they continue. But he cannot change the situation because the law, when we say they come for them, they know they listen to these people. Then even if they listen, they go see say they know they connect, they don't have respect for the law, they don't have respect for the charter. They know when the woman they break the law, they will warn them, say make you no break the law. And now when the law come for you, not gonna look for any if billions of people go to break the law, they not go win because the law still has the upper hand. Only if you abide by the law, you go there comfortable. The law is like the rhythm of a music. Yes. If you are with the rhythm, you are okay. But if you're not on the rhythm, my brother or my sister, you go to make people go to say, people go to shame for you. People not going to even look. Even person when they play the music, not go one look because you are not dancing to the beat. Because the person automatically want to play for you, then he go miss the beats too. That is what the law is. So in short, the only thing we say, make everybody stay consistent. As Nnamdi Kanu said and proved it with his own action, that consistency is the key. See, I'm over 4 years now. This month, they make 4 years exactly. And he's still there, consistently saying what he talked since 2013. So some people already from declaration, they don't change. So make una no follow that. Make una follow the person who be say, he they shake even the zoo. Upon all their injustice, they shake them, then they fear them. They know what they go do because the truth, he take them, they finish them. So if you want to win, be consistent. If you want to win, stay with the people where we say that they're consistent. Simon, they're consistent. His father, they're consistent. So Brgie is consistent, and now we now Brgie they make Nnamdi Kanu relevant.
Yes.
So make una know una self, I beg.
Yes.
Ogonogo Quadro no come with it. Yeah, our people. They say, how they take talk. It don't settle, mama, it don't redo. Save the cracking angel. It don't bust, oh, mama, it don't cut. Now change then they cut. Okay, now, make I use my mouth. Of course, can I write this kind of nigga area phobia mentality? Set man, then Nnamdi Kanu free. Wongo. They don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name of Biafra. We love this very name of Biafra. Biafra, Biafra, Mosai Jaja bless Biafra, Chukwu Okike Abiyama bless Biafra, conscientiousness bless Biafra, Biafra. Started in 1804 by Uthman Danfodio, rename go build to Sokoto, then we go boo, Amadou Bello. My people, they rename go build to Sokoto, they won't rename your land, call it a different name, you go become flag land. Exactly. No be simple, they say, would they talk reality? Bless and love. Rastafari I love every time. What that Betty? Thank you very much.
One love.
Blessed.
Thank you. Dalo. Biafrans, you see, we are not going anywhere back to our vomit. We are moving forward. PM is standing strong, Gidigbam. Onyendu is standing strong. Tolu ondi bosi na onwata choba nkie. Asino ajonwa. This is the time for us to look for our own. And we must not despair, nor even become despondent. So my people, take advantage of this link. Donate. We also have IOU. If you want to know how it functions, call me on this number and I will give you the number of the person that will explain it better. But the little I know about IOU, if you donate or give loan to Biafra, 10,000 ejema, which is like $10,000. When Biafra, because it's definitely coming, when Biafra comes, you will get double. No bank can give you double the amount of money you deposited, but Biafra government in exile, when Biafra comes, they will give it to you. They will give you double, 20,000. That's what they will give you. If you donate $2,000, when Biafra comes, you will get $4,000. So my people, take advantage of this Biafra government donation links called biafragov.org/donate or biafrainUSA.org/donate. Instead of paying Fulani When they kidnap you, you pay them, or pay Ngozi Orabu Fulani in her Fulani account, Taj Bank. When you pay to Taj Bank, it is another kidnapping group that you are paying. Sponsor BLA. They are the ones protecting our land. They are the ones protecting our land. We don't have to be begging people. It is our duty. Even Zelensky was a country, or still a country, that is fighting for their dear life. Zelensky still moves around, goes to everywhere to make sure that he is given money. So what about us? We will still ask for money because we have these 3 R's: restoration, redeclaration, and recognition. It is money. And we have all the legal, representatives. We have to pay them. Our BLA, Biafra Resistance Fighter, Biafra Defense Forces, we have them, to look after. It is money. Donate, my people. Wonderful sister, thank you for joining us. Precious, I love you, darling. Thank you for joining. We are with, obviously. They have started living here, Madam Bao, because since she has been taken to court, they will all know that Biafra government in exile is serious. We are not joking. And that Aman Dabiri, that legal practice, they have represented people like Gaddafi of Libya and won their cases. Because if you want to get the services, employ the services of a legal representative, look at their success rate. The success rate will determine whether they will win your case for you or not. So let us just finish listening to this man who reported PM's case today to know what really happened. Biafrans were there in Finland court with placards, singing and chanting, supporting PM, and I was happy to hear that.
Courtroom would soon reconvene to hear more arguments and examine more evidence. Until then, the fate of Seaman Nyoku Ekpa hung in the balance, resting on the ability of the legal system to see through the noise and arrive at the truth. As the sun rose on the following day in Helsinki, Finland, the world outside the Finnish courtroom seemed relatively calm, but within the walls of the courthouse, the tension was far from over. The case involving Seaman Nyoku Ekpa had already gripped the attention of not only the Finnish media, but international observers as well.
Have you heard it?
Journalists from Nigerian media outlets had flown into Finland, joined by representatives from several international human rights organizations.
Yes, it says that our PM's case is now attracting not only Finnish vicinity, but all over the world. Is now having attention of the whole world. And maybe the zoo, they flew in. They will see that you cannot bribe a judge in Europe. No, you cannot bribe anybody. Not like Tinubu that bribed 5 judges to snatch away Obi's mandate. But I'm not Obi's fan. But that is a reference to show you that Nigeria is a corrupt country. So this PM's case is gathering world momentum all over the world. So we are watching them. In Europe, you cannot twist the hand of justice. No, you cannot get it twisted, not at all. PM is going to get justice. At least today, he has heard that evidence that they held against him. Let's continue.
Legal watchdogs and foreign correspondents.
Yes.
They had all gathered to witness what was gradually shaping into a historic courtroom drama with implications far beyond the Finnish legal system. When court reconvened at exactly 9 o'clock a.m., The air inside the courtroom felt heavier. People whispered among themselves. There was a sense that something critical was about to unfold. Simon Nyoku Ekpa walked in, accompanied by his legal team. His steps were slow but deliberate. His eyes scanned the gallery briefly. There were familiar faces, supporters who had come all the way from Nigeria, Finnish citizens curious about the case, and members of the press who scribbled notes and adjusted their recording equipment as he passed. The judge entered the courtroom shortly after, and proceedings began with a formal statement. She explained that the day's hearing would be dedicated to examining official documents submitted by the prosecution. These documents, she emphasized, would be treated with full legal weight and would help determine whether there was credible evidence tying Simon Nyoku Ekpa to any acts of terrorism or unlawful political activity as defined under Finnish law. The first document presented was an interagency report compiled through collaboration between the Finnish National Bureau of Investigation and the Intelligence Division of the Nigerian Police Force. It detailed a chronological list of activities and communications that occurred within a defined timeline. According to the prosecution, these entries painted a picture of a coordinated effort to destabilize parts of southeastern Nigeria through online rhetoric, financial support, and digital networks. The report also included testimonies from confidential informants, some of whom claimed to have interacted with Simon Nyoku Ekpa's broadcasts and interpreted them as calls to action. The defense immediately raised concerns over the use of anonymous sources. Simon Nyoku Ekpa's lead attorney, a tall, sharply dressed man with an eloquent tone, addressed the court with caution and determination. He reminded the court that anonymous testimonies, particularly those coming from jurisdictions outside Finland, must be treated with extreme scrutiny.
Exactly.
He argued that intelligence agencies, especially those operating in politically unstable environments, often produce information that is politically motivated or outright manipulated.
Yes. As the lawyer of our PM rightly pointed out to the judge, to be cautious of how he managed any evidence from Nigeria, doctored, manipulated document, is very correct. Nigeria, you can never take anything from Nigeria without proper scrutiny to ensure that those documents were not forged. Forgery is Nigeria's. Doctoring things, manipulation is theirs. You can never trust anything from Nigeria. Not at all. And that judge doesn't really mind sending somebody to go and verify it. Because Nigeria, you cannot trust them. How can Nigeria be destroying lives, burning people, doing everything, and you trust that they will give you document that is authentic? It's impossible. Very much so. Very much so. Nigeria is so unreliable. Finland knows. They know that Nigeria is unreliable. But do you know what? They are fighting for their interest. And we all know that. Let's continue to listen to this reporter.
He asked the court to weigh such documents carefully, noting that if the court failed to maintain a high evidentiary standard, it risked turning the trial into a political theater rather than a legitimate legal proceeding.
Exactly.
The judge nodded in agreement, stating that while the documents would be reviewed in full, the court would not draw any conclusions based on unverified testimonies unless corroborated by concrete and independent evidence.
Exactly.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it.
Yes, my fellow Biafrans, we have stayed here for 2 hours. People coming in, I do appreciate. I love you all. My people, when Biafra comes, nobody, it will be like when a woman is pregnant. She doesn't know where she throws her leg or anything when delivery time comes. But the moment that child comes out, it will be as if they poured water on you. That is the way you will all feel when Biafra comes. And very soon and very soon, Biafra is coming. Our hands everywhere on deck. Remember to donate, even if it is $1. And those of you in homeland who are giving Fulani, kidnapping you, 10 million, 20 million, if you convert that money to a gemma, you will know how much you are giving them. And when you give it to them, they will go and buy another ngwara. You better donate it to Biafra Liberation Army so that they will have enough and sufficient defensive mechanism to protect your interests. I will leave you people here. As no onye me ngwangwa, omeghala ọdachi. My people, this very, this very, what am I going to call it? This donation, donate. I have shown you people video, you have heard it. It is for our PM now to come out. Kai donate ye? I know na PM will come out. Ekpegolum chukwu okike abiama. He will release the onyendu, and we will go home. But for now, donate. No matter how difficult it is for you to donate or how hard, try and donate something. All hail Biafra, peace, progress, unity, and equity. Onye ndị ilo gbara gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche mgbe niile. Ndị Biafra, ona alarụkwa n'ụla. Good night from here. I love you all. Thank you, Chibo. Thank you so much, my sister Precious. Thank you, my sister Rosie. I thank all of you. Wonderful Leko and Rastaman, King Kelechi. I thank all of you. Eukaria, you are all wonderful people. Okechukwu, thank you so much. Carlo, God bless you all. Bye from here.